everyone. You're listening to Kicking It with Ann and Tim. As always, I am Tim.
And I'm Ann.
And on today's episode, Ann Taylor, professional martial artist? Question mark. Stick around. All right, so before we get into today's episode, we want to take a moment and acknowledge that on the date of recording, June 15th, 2025, this marks 23 years since the passing of Taekwondo founder General Che.
Yeah.
And without that man and his work, we could be karate practitioners, if martial artists at all.
Yeah, right.
And I don't know about you, but I like to kick. Yeah, we just want to take a moment and honor man's legacy. I believe a biographic episode taking you through the details of his life are certainly in the future. Incredible life, like not just from a martial artist perspective, but from a historical perspective. 1918 to 2002.
Okay.
A lot,
yeah.
That's that. So a long full life, and involved with the military during a war. Might have heard of it, World War II.
That's the one.
Yeah. So anyway, we're going to take a brief moment of silence to honor Taekwondo founding father General Che on the 23rd anniversary of his passing, and then we're going to get into this episode. All right, thank you very much. All right, now to the topic of today's episode, Ann Taylor. All right, Ann, let me set the scene here for you.
Yes, sir.
You have been out of the state of Wisconsin for a noticeable amount of time. It's gotten to be so long that I'll go to class and a lot of the kids will ask me, some of the adults too, "Where's Miss Taylor?" I'm like, I don't know, somewhere in Virginia. Well, what's she doing? I'm like, she's on a hippy-dippy journey of self-discovery.
That's such a fun answer.
Yeah, it's, you gotta have fun with it.
Yeah.
So anyway, you are back from your hippy-dippy journey of self-discovery, although your journey's not really over, is it?
No, sir.
Okay, you're back from stage one of a journey of self-discovery and improvement from many angles. Martial arts, of course, being at the center of it, or we wouldn't be talking about it on this podcast.
Yes.
So I just want you to dive in, start telling the story of the last couple of months of your life from when you left Wisconsin to the present day and into where you're going.
Yeah, sure. I would love to catch y'all up, and especially you, because we haven't gotten to talk that much about it, so this would be super great. And I'd call it a return back to Wisconsin, because I am here specifically to be training and stuff. So when you said that this was a hippy-dippy journey, that's really not that far off. I've been calling it, to myself, the pursuit.
You know who says stuff like that, Ann?
Who?
Hippies.
Yeah, I know. Clocked.
Yep.
So it's been a journey, and I call it the pursuit because I've been really enjoying that word recently, and how we always say that martial arts, it doesn't have an end, it's about the pursuit, right? And so that's what I feel like I'm calling this part of my life. This segment of my life is something that I am taking to work on myself, my hobbies, getting my goals in order, and mostly just training. That's a really big part of it. Trying to train every day, and other things too, like getting more in touch with myself and more hippie stuff like that too. I've recently dived face first into Buddhism as well, and that's been a really helpful journey, and it really coincides quite well. But anyway, I've just been trying to do whatever it is that I can, that, a 9 to 5 doesn't really allot. So what I did was I left my job, which was an amazing, wonderful job. I was working with refugees, and it was time to, unfortunately, step away from that because the lack of new refugees, obviously. So with that, I left my apartment too. I have no lease anywhere, so that left me really free to just do what I'd like to do. So I have a home base in Virginia with my sister. She has a nice little apartment in the basement of my parents' manor. I've moved a lot of my stuff down there. And while I was down there, I did, of course, have to find a place to train. So when my sister was there, I spent all my time with her. But the second she got on the plane to go back to Alaska, I searched immediately martial arts schools near me. So I found some really cool ones. I found Wing Chun, which is something I've been wanting to do for forever.
You've been talked about
It's
Wing
there.
Chun on this podcast multiple times, so I'm glad you finally got to do that. On my end, you texted me I'm training Wing Chun, and I have a Sifu now, and I'm like, oh my god! So tell us about Wing Chun. What are your thoughts? What are your impressions?
It feels like such a universe moment because it was in Johnson City before, which is like an hour away from where I'm at. And then I was like, dang, I'm gonna have to travel an hour. But when I messaged them, they're like, hey, we're in the middle of moving, so just stop by any day next week. And he gave me the new address. It is literally 6 minutes away. This is the universe telling me that this is something I should dabble in. So I met those guys. Beautiful school. If I get really tech savvy, I'll put some pictures up. He's got 2 rooms. He's got all different kinds of dummies that I've never actually seen before. Some dummies with like the 3 legs. He's got a bunch of mirrors, and what's nice is he's got adults that want to be there. That's pretty nice for me.
That's big.
Yeah, so he has an adults class,
big.
and he has a kids class that's totally separate, and he charges people a good amount, the normal, I'd say, amount, like around like $200 something a month, and that's how you got people in there that really want to be there. And those guys, they train in Wing Chun like every day. And at first I was like, how am I going to do this? But I started doing it, and it's actually really doable. Chun is not hard on the body, so it's pretty doable every day.
It's very technical and very efficient. I've been to 3 Wing Chun seminars in my life, so my knowledge is very limited, but my limited bit is very technical, very efficient. At the seminars I was with, I'll shout the guy out, Sifu David the Young. I believe he's either based in Oregon or California, but somewhere in the West Coast.
Sifu Randall has heard of him.
He's heard of him?
Yes. Yeah. And I was glad that I had talked to you about it, because I was like, whoa!
You recognize the name?
I recognize that name. And apparently Wing Chun is very hard to find.
At least in the States, yeah, for sure.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, literally the only Wing Chun I know of in the entire country, and he's either in California or Oregon, I'm not sure, is Sifu David the Young School.
There's for sure one in California, because that's where I'm pretty sure that's where
California is just a really small state, so it should be easy to find, to anyone who is looking.
So when I walked in there, I got greeted by Sifu Randall, who owns the place. He's really into it. He's given his whole life to it, which is cool to see. He's amazing at it, so everything that he says, when he talks about himself, you can just tell it's true, and that's really cool to see. And he also has taken a period of his time in his life where he decided to kind of quit things and just train. So he's trained with some of the best, and from my understanding, he's surpassed a few of them. And he just trains and teaches people. And the best part of it is when I told those guys my story, I told them a little bit, introducing myself. I told them like, hey, I'm gonna be around for some time, but I'm going to Korea soon. I'm a traveling martial artist at this moment, so I'm not going to be super what's the
consistent?
Consistent, yeah. So actually, I'm thankful for this Korea trip, because it's really gotten people to understand me right away. They're like, she's going to Korea. She's serious.
Yeah. She's not some novice.
That's been nice having that looming in the future for me, because that has given me an instant click with people that are like, okay, she's it.
Yeah, certainly a certain amount of credibility.
Yeah. And which is good when you're meeting people for the first time. In martial arts, you never know like where they're at until you start to train with them, get to know them more. So they can see my passion, and I was really thankful for that. I'm not sure if I can even share this, but he let me just kind of train there until I left for here, and I'm really thankful for his generosity.
Yeah, no, that is a truly generous move. I hope you make it back to Virginia and be able to.
Oh, I will.
More.
I told them I'd be back, and they're looking forward to hearing how it went. It's possible they could even be listening and following our Facebook page too. So it's nice we have new friends in Virginia. Thank you guys so much for being so welcoming to me. I will definitely carry everything you've taught me already in my heart, and I'm practicing their form, which is Sunum Tao. That one is very interesting. Their style is a lot more martial than I thought. Wing Chun isn't necessarily the type of kung fu that is very artsy. It's very hand-to-hand heavy.
That
And so
was
that's something
with
I'm
my
learning.
limited experience with it. That was my experience, and
Yeah.
the most fascinating thing from my, again, very limited experience, 3 seminars in my whole life, I know
Whoa.
nothing, but the tiny nugget I picked up that I was like, whoa, I didn't know you could do that, is you could punch with your pinky knuckle.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that
I like
actually
that.
works really well.
I like
But,
that a
yeah.
lot. I like the punch that comes in from here. It's really speaking to me, actually.
There's a lot of geometry. There's a lot of physics.
Yeah.
Did they explain it to you where there's a line down your body and like, okay, and you can't bend the line, you can manipulate the line, but the line's always got to stay parallel, because if it does, you'll be off balance.
Have you seen their stance?
Yeah.
Interesting, hey?
I've seen their stance, because I've also
Knees
gone
in.
down a YouTube hole on it too.
Yeah.
So
I'll tell you what, though, knees in every day, that's the only thing that's been hard on my body, and hopefully it's fine, but it's a new stance, and so my knees are like, what is happening? So it's good flexibility for that. It's their ready stance is all about just training the body. It's not necessarily a fighting stance at all, which is probably basic for people that are really into martial arts.
Well, I think this is a good time to remind our listeners, even though it's probably been shared before, that legendary martial artist Bruce Lee began his martial arts journey in Wing Chun under the tutelage of martial arts legend Ip Man.
Yes.
So if that doesn't give this form of kung fu credit, I don't know what will.
So true. And at the end of class, he had us go through the line of lineage. And that's something I was fascinated about Chinese martial arts, is they can trace their lineage person by person all the way up to the founder, which is that one woman. Let's see what her name is. Nung Moi. I hope I'm saying that right. So she's a Buddhist nun, and her name was Ning Moi. And she created this martial arts system after studying a lot of Shaolin styles. And she taught it to a young woman named Ying Ming Chun. She and her student were quite close, and I just feel like that is so endearing that she named it after her student. Like I can't imagine, like that's so sweet. And
that is very sweet. It's not like Korean martial arts where everything ends in do.
Right. Yeah.
Because they all want to be away.
Yes.
Yeah, so, no, that is very, very sweet and very, very endearing, and what a legacy.
Yeah.
To hold.
So those guys are cool. And also, because of them knowing that I'm really serious about this stuff, they actually gave me a crash course. They said that traditionally there's some things that they wouldn't teach me for months or years, but I learned about 3 to 6 months worth of things in just even 3 days. I'm so thankful for their trust in me that they keep throwing stuff at me, because I've been eating it up, and it's just been so natural with all my other kind of training that I've progressed really fast. And I actually got to train with them every single day after my sister left, of course, because otherwise that's sister time. And,
fair enough.
The other art that I did when I was down there was I drove past a lot of the other arts and the other schools. I drove past Olsen's. I was like, Olsen looks pretty normal, nothing too crazy there. But then I saw Taylor Academy. Did I tell you about Taylor Academy yet?
You mentioned that it existed, and as we know, your name is Ann Taylor.
Yeah.
You had to go. So tell us about Taylor Academy.
Yeah, so I walked into Taylor Academy. They got their shit together, because I walk in there and they automatically knew who I was, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, you must be Ann." I was like, "Yeah, I am." So it's a family business. There's 2 guys that run it, 2 brothers, Mr. Taylor, and then they have a little sister, Miss Taylor, who's in it, and then their mom is like the secretary, so she's behind the desk, and she got me all signed in,
which is important work.
Yeah, so it's a whole family thing, and it was just so adorable, actually, and they're really legit. And it was funny because I walk in there and I heard Miss Taylor, and then I turn around and I was like, yes.
Oh,
and they're talking to the mom. And then her and I laughed, and I was like, this is gonna happen a lot, huh? So that was awesome.
So were they a Taekwondo school or what?
Yes.
Okay.
Very sporty, sport Taekwondo. It was intense, and honestly, it kicked my ass. It kicked my butt. It kicked my butt in the best way too. They threw me right in with the adults class. So cardio heavy, which was so fun. We were kicking pads, and the sparring was really fun. They just had a really smooth system. Everyone was like laughing and smiling. I really put in my all for it, and so man, that was like the first time in a long time where I felt my heart beat so hard it started to hurt. Like I don't remember last time that's happened to you, but I don't. But that was a little intense. So I'm like, maybe next time I'll chill.
It certainly happened, but it's not the regular occurrence it used to be.
No.
Yeah, no, that's incredible. Would you say, and I trust your judgment on this because you have experience with both. Were they a little more World Taekwondo Federation looky, or International Taekwondo Federation looky, or
Right.
Global Feder like
Yeah.
even if they weren't affiliated per se with any of those groups, like which one did they look like, if you didn't know for sure?
If I was saying what they look like, it's got to be some sort of WTF or just global or unaffiliated, because it's 100% not ITF. And I asked them this question, and I got a very confused look on their face. So I was like, oh, got it. Okay, they probably aren't. They're not affiliated with nothing. So they're just doing their thing and really doing well at it. It's definitely the modern dojo. It's the modern dojo. It's the modern experience. You go in there and it's like a cardio kickboxing kind of class, and so not traditional, and that's okay. But it was super great for getting my cardio.
Yeah, it sounds like it was a good experience.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
right. And the guy that worked there is just so cool. He's almost giving Captain America vibes, and so it was just it was cool. They had
I am Steve Rogers.
Yeah. And he was kind to me. He said he would check out our podcast too, and they asked me, they're like, "Are you an influencer?" And I'm like, "Oh, no, but I'm doing passion projects." It's kind of like how I've explained it. So
influencer might be a strong word.
Yeah, I don't have that much of a reach, but yes, I'm thankful for where I'm at. And he said that I could drop in any Friday on him.
Wow.
So I'll be visiting those guys on some Fridays here and there.
I'm noticing a pattern here, and I gotta commend you. You put yourself out there, told people what you're about, showed them, hey, this is my experiences, this is what I'm serious about, and like people responded.
Yeah.
And that's really cool.
Yeah.
It can be tough to put yourself out there in that way,
Yes.
Especially in a community where you sometimes have very opinionated people. It's a very open community, a very loving, but oftentimes people can be really opinionated too. So if you're not affiliated with them, they're like, you're wrong.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I've only had really good experiences. Of course, there was some people, and who knows, maybe I'll edit this out, but just so you know, like I did have some issues, but I find in every single class where there's like a guy that doesn't really know where I'm at, because I don't really talk the talk or anything, so they do always have something to kind of say, which is a normal experience for me. But there was a guy that I'd say is a third degree, so pretty much same level and stuff, and teaching me how to do a sidekick. But you can't get away from that all the time.
Yeah, and
and it's okay.
There's what was it a different take on a sidekick?
No,
it wasn't.
No,
it wasn't even because I've seen several different takes on it, and I will happily let someone show me another take on it.
Of course,
but, yeah. If it was like the same style,
it's okay. It's okay. There's no way for them to really know, and I don't talk the talk for a reason.
Yeah.
When I go around to the different schools, I don't wear my 4th degree black belt. I don't wear. Normally, I introduce myself to a place, I don't wear a belt at all. I'm still not even wearing a belt at Concord. So once in a while, if I gotta wear a belt, I'll just wear my plain black one with no stripes or anything, because I don't want to be. I just want to train. I'm not there for any other reasons.
I'm here to learn. I'm here to observe.
Yeah, right.
And, sometimes just throwing all the stripes on is look what I got.
Yeah,
and there's a time and a place for that, maybe, but that's not what you're doing. So
right. Yeah.
This holds my pants up.
Yeah.
Since we know I quote Karate Kid in every episode. You got to be like Mr. Miyagi when he's asked what kind of belt he has by Daniel. J.C. Penney, $3.98. That's
a really cute
that's the approach. Okay, so you're in Virginia. You've tried Wing Chun. You've
Mhm.
gone to this Taylor Academy. Did you train anywhere else in Virginia?
I did do a lot of networking with some kickboxing studios, but I'm not sure I'm going to go through with those ones unless they really want like a visit from me just to meet me. But it would be kind of cool to have a kickboxing
Yeah,
experience.
I think when you're back in Virginia, you should have the experience. Go to one class. I've never taken kickboxing myself, so I got nothing to tell you other than that I would assume it would be cardio heavy too.
Right.
And since you already know how to kick, you might as well learn a different take on kicking. You know, you're
for
clearly in a I'm a sponge mindset, so why would you deny yourself a chance? You know?
Yeah, exactly. Give me that straw. And Sifu Randall's wife, Simu, we call her because that's it's like Sensei's wife in Chinese. She's a champion in kickboxing. To me, that sounds interesting. That would be really cool to say that I have any kind of championship title achievement in kickboxing. That could be a random route I take at some point.
Yeah.
Kathy Long is
if you do
really good at
kickboxing,
that.
you actually have to box, though, right?
Oh, really?
You actually have to use your hands, is what I'm saying.
Oh, I know so little about kickboxing. I didn't even know that.
Yes, no, like it's called kickboxing. You can kick in it, but you're using your. I sound like I'm mansplaining.
No, I needed it.
Yeah. So as a lifelong from one lifelong taekwondo practitioner to another, have fun with that because every instinct in your body is going to tell you to kick.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this because in college I was acting a fool with some bigger guys in the residence halls, not dorm rooms guys. One guy's like, "Do you box?" I'm like, "Absolutely not." But like, he's got gloves and we're a couple big idiots. So this guy was a little bigger than me. We put gloves on and the guy knew how to throw a punch, but I was a little bit faster. And then instinct took over and I started kicking him. He's like, "What the heck, dude? I said no kicks." I'm like, sorry. And yeah. Basically this was a sham of a match because every bone in my body said kick him. And that's a common criticism of Taekwondo, and I've tried to or that this was when I was 19. I'm now 28, so this was 9 years ago, but I'm trying to get that mindset out and become more comfortable with my hands, and I think I have in the last almost decade. But my point ultimately is it relates back to what you're doing because you're the star today. But as it relates back to what you're doing, it doesn't hurt to know as much as you can.
Yeah.
And cross training is a very good, very positive thing.
Oh, cool.
It's definitely good to be able to compartmentalize your cross training too. There's some people who are just like, blend it all over, bring it up, but then you kind of lose like the lineage and purity of each art. So in my opinion, you got to compartmentalize a little bit, at least in teaching. But like, you still know the knowledge. If you are ever in a situation where you need it, it's there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're so right about that, like that teaching standpoint. If you want to be a teacher, focusing on one art is so helpful. And that's why you're such a good teacher too, because you are an expert at what you're doing. And sometimes I know that's why I'm not as comfortable teaching, is because I haven't even stayed in the same style of Taekwondo very long, it feels like. So I'm definitely working on getting more confidence with all that. But yeah, well, anyway, I'm definitely gonna check out that kickboxing, and like you said, compartmentalizing. I feel like I've had to really prioritize what arts I want to do before Korea, because I feel like I got a time limit. So I was like, I want to do a little bit of my martial, but now I'm good with my martial right now. Now I'm focusing on the art side of martial arts, and I feel pretty good about my martial because they did let me spar at the Wing Chun school, which was cool of them. Normally they don't let people spar until 6 months in, and they know I got a lot of experience. So I got to spar with the best student there, and we really went at it. That was so awesome.
I'm glad to hear you did well, but I want to hear about, obviously, only a handful of weeks of training against the best student there. The best student there won your sparring match, right?
Well, we didn't actually score keep.
You didn't score keep?
It was just kind of go at it.
Yeah. So. Do you feel that your performance was like pure Wing Chun? Were you able to stick to Wing Chun, or did like when the pressure's on, like you went back to I guess true. That's what I wanted to hear about, because like the story I just shared of like I've never trained how to box in my
Oh
life.
man, now I wish you were there
Yeah,
because it was
so-
basically a match between Kali Salat and Wing Chun guy and Taekwondo miscellaneous girl.
Yeah, and you're trying to like use as we've stressed so many times.
That was the match of the year.
As we've stressed so many times, the key to getting good at martial arts and indeed anything is repetition, and you know that's especially true in an art like Wing Chun that's so precise.
He had a lot of fun with it though. He also has a really good martial arts mindset too, where he's just happy to spar with someone and to just really get that kind of training in. So I mean, obviously whenever I spar at a new school, I really take it kind of easy. You know, not that I ever take it too serious, but I see what's all allowed. There's rules in every different school, let alone style. And so when he swept me on my ass, I was like, okay, so we got takedowns in this style. Cool.
Oh, you got knocked down.
I got
Nice.
knocked down really hard. It was awesome. So I laughed. I was like, cool, good to know.
So you got knocked down, but
Yeah.
did you get up again?
I did this back roll.
And
I got knocked
anything
down
gonna
and
keep you
I
down?
rolled over the back of my shoulder like a judo person. And I was just like, that was cool.
Nice.
You know, only 3 people saw it, but had to be there.
Martial artists, you know, the only people who can beat on each other for fun
Yeah.
and say thanks and oh, that was so cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's always very, very satisfying when you have a match like that and someone in a slightly different style and both of you walk away going, oh, that was cool.
Yes.
You did that and that was cool.
You know what I learned is if you're gonna kick somebody, make sure you don't keep your foot there very long.
Did he grab you?
Oh yeah, he caught it, and then I was like, I'm glad because
And that's
no
embarrassing.
nobody's done that to me in a while.
Yeah.
You know where they're fast on that draw. Man.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean,
they're hand-to-hand people, so a kick comes in there and it comes anywhere near their hands. I mean,
I know.
you at least better make it.
as you know full well though, as Taekwondo practitioners, everyone's like, I'm just gonna grab your kick. I'm just gonna grab your
Right.
kick.
Yeah.
And we're like, you can try.
Yeah,
You let him grab your kick.
I did.
Man.
Playing around, it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I'm sure you weren't going slow, so like if he got it, he earned it. I'm sure. But...
Yeah. But it's hard when you're sparring too, because you don't want to fully kick the guy. Because I'm doing headshots here,
valid.
and neither of us are wearing any kind of headgear. I don't even think I can wear headgear anymore. I don't think it'll fit. So we're super. Oh, but I do have a shout out. I got this new mouth guard,
Yeah.
and it is the coolest mouth guard ever. Normally I wouldn't get so excited over a mouth guard, but hopefully they sponsor us. It's called the Bulletproof Mouth Guard, and it is the most lightweight thing. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing a thing, and it
that's
is
nice.
hard, and it's got holes throughout it. Yeah, I'll have to show it to you sometime. But if you ever want a mouth guard, pay the price to get yourself something nice. Get Bulletproof Mouth Guard.
I need to comment on your you don't think headgear fits anymore. And Taylor, I have had the same headgear from the time I was about 12. It'll fit.
I'm talking about my hair.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, my hair is so thick.
Yep, didn't. That
I'm not
okay.
sure.
Okay, that I missed something. For those of you who don't know what Ann Taylor looks like, she's got. Well, I'll let you describe your hairstyle. You'll do
Yeah,
it better justice.
I got dreads and braids, and quite a bit of them. Yeah, it's been really fun. It's a bit of a hazard in certain arts. It's hard. I don't think I can wear a helmet unless I get one of those really fancy ones that tie in the back. And also, it really is hard to do any kind of cool acrobatic tricks because my hair weighs like 5 pounds and it brings my head closer to the floor than normal.
Yeah. Gravity's got a slightly bigger pull, and it's still long. Okay,
Yeah, so there's some downsides. There really is.
But I can confirm to all the listeners, it looks sick.
Oh, thanks.
So,
Thank
if
you.
the goal is to look cool. It's not functional, at least it looks cool, right?
Hey, yeah.
So does that pretty much cover all your new martial arts experience in Virginia? Would you like to move on to, this time where you're in Wisconsin and then what comes from there?
Yeah, I would.
All right, so you're back in Wisconsin. Tell us what you're doing martial arts-wise in Wisconsin right now.
Yeah, well, it's been really, really great to be back. I'm so thankful. I got to stop in to see you guys when I first got here. I made sure to go to Amro Taekwondo first. Say hi to all those guys. It was a
Bunch
really
of the
nice
kids ran
reunion.
up and gave her hugs real quick.
Yeah, that was nice.
They were exciting
Mhm.
celebrity.
And then I visited Wendy's school. I wanted to make sure, I saw
Oshkosh
them.
United.
Oshkosh
United
United.
Martial Arts, for those of you
Um,
keeping track.
Doug had said that that was a really good school and I needed to check it out. And I was like, man, I've already been thinking about it, so I'm just gonna message Wendy. And I'm thankful I took a visit to those guys. A great school, so super well operated. They have a second degree named Aaron Bear who's running teaching a lot of the classes for them. He's incredible, really really great person. Wendy is also Griffin is getting up there too, and Griffin's going to be taking over the school at some point too. So that's going to be really cool to see.
I did hear
him
that,
get
and that will be incredible to see him.
Yeah,
We've known him for a few years, so
Yeah.
it'll be. Really
and
cool
this
to see him
is
step
his
into that
life.
role.
He's going to be good at it.
Yeah.
So I got to visit those guys, and then it feels like right after that is when I had to go to Canada. I went to Sault Ste. Marie.
Yeah. Okay.
Right away.
Oh, just a little hop across the border. About about 4.5, 5 hours from our current location. Tell us about that. What were you doing in Canada?
I'm so excited to tell you because this is a highlight of the year for me for sure. I went up there to see Tina again. Tina Fuller is my very first instructor. I haven't seen her in too long of a time. It's been about roughly 11 years since I've even been up there. So she had a school in Gwyn, which is where I first started, and then when she got a really good job offer up in Sault Ste. Marie area, she took it. I told her I totally understand. You got to follow, what you got to do, what you got to do, and
Absolutely.
So it was really cool. I finally got to see her school. So I was a Black Dragon. It used to be Black Dragon Martial Arts. Now
Catchy name.
it is Black Dragon Martial Arts and Wellness Center. So she's really leveled up, and I'm just so proud of her. She's gonna retire soon too from her job. So I can't believe that martial arts is just her hobby because she's so into it. Like, she's got classes like every day. She has a judo class. She has a kickboxing class, which oh my god. That was
kickboxing. That thing
Yeah.
you're gonna try.
I took a class on it, and she did so good. She's such a great teacher.
Wait, did I understand that? Did you take a kickboxing class?
I
with
went to her
Tina Fuller?
kickboxing class. Yeah,
Spell?
yeah. It was awesome. So that was right after her taekwondo class. So I spent a whole week up there. That way I could make sure to go to multiples of her classes and just have a martial arts vacation is what I called it. And so I went to her taekwondo class, and then after I stuck around, we did kickboxing because I went up there with Doug Menard.
Yeah.
And so that was the best. The kickboxing class was so fun. She had music going, and everyone had their own personal bob. It was a bunch of women, plus this guy named Jared. So shout out Jared, good job. And
Thank you, Jared.
Yeah. It was really cool. It was a bunch of moms and stuff, like middle-aged women taking a kickboxing class. They loved that, so that was really cool. Her taekwondo class is, as you'd expect, it's full of a lot of kids, and the kids are good though. It was really cool to see all those guys. I felt like a hit there too. So I was so glad that they welcomed me as like a Black Dragon elder, basically. So Miss Tina had us up in the front of class when she started her classes, and right up there, right next to her.
That's
really honored
cool.
us.
It's cool to, we've both been doing this long enough that you got those older connections that you don't have consistently anymore. But then, there you are. It's cool.
I know.
It's cool. It
meant a lot.
It's like that alumni photo we always take that I
Yeah.
described. It sounds like your version of that, and I'm really excited to think about how that was for you.
Yeah. So she's doing big things right now, which too I didn't expect. But she's going all over the world with some of her students to practice, and not practice, to compete. Like they went to Poland, Ireland, lots of places. I can't remember all of them, but I told her, I was like, hey, let me know, like, if you guys go to something cool again. I'm super free, so
Yeah. I mean,
we'll see.
You'd have to.
Yeah. And they placed really well. Tina's competing again, and one of her students, Abigail, I believe.
Yeah.
She's just a little kid, but she's incredible. And she was doing this kung fu broadsword form, and she even taught it to me. It's so beautiful. I took a video of it if you ever want to see it.
Oh, I definitely do want to see that at some point. But I gotta ask you then. Obviously the broadsword's different than the katana, but did your experience with Yado help you pick that up quicker, or is it like a completely different beast?
It was such a different beast because the broadsword is a Chinese weapon that you can maybe recognize it with like the sound it makes. It makes a little whoosh sound at the end because it's a flimsy blade, and it's very, very aesthetic. So, but sword does come naturally to me, just like the bow does. Other weapons not so much as natural, but I'm obsessed with that form now. So now I know a broadsword form.
Yeah.
From a kid who's awesome.
Practice it and get that in there forever. Repetition. Yeah. If I can take this opportunity to just share a fun little tidbit from my life, I texted my girlfriend Faith the other night and just asked her, "Hey babe, what's my favorite sword? Do you know?" And her response, "There's more than one?" And I'm like,
crazy.
Yeah. I'm like, as a martial artist, I gotta give the basic answer is it's a katana. However, my favorite European-inspired sword, well, we got the cutlass. But I'm also a sucker for the Roman gladius. And, I'm your knight in shining armor, so I gotta carry a big old broadsword. And then I just started sending her pictures of swords. And she's like, "Tim, I don't care." And I'm like, "I know." So for funny. Those of you who don't know, and if you're listening to a martial arts podcast, you almost certainly do know, there are many different types of swords.
Yeah, they're all so great in their own way. I took a fencing class one time. Yeah. Not necessarily my thing, but at least it's in there. At least it's up there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, sword is such a precise and challenging art, and from a self-defense, not practical at all. If you're gonna train sword, any type of sword, you just gotta love the game, because people aren't walking around with swords on their belts anymore.
Right.
So
exactly.
It's not,
and like how we said on the way to Walmart.
Yeah. If a sword comes out, for real, someone's dying. Period. Because they just are.
Yay.
It's that way when both people have swords.
And we actually don't want that. That's not the goal usually.
Definitely not
it's
the
intense.
goal.
Yeah. It's an intense weapon.
So anything else to report from Canada?
Yes, sir. Okay. The other highlight was visiting Rudy Timmerman in Sault Ste. Marie, Canada. Rudy Timmerman is he's a living legend, and so he's a grandmaster up there. I understand he's not really doing very well health-wise, so I needed to go up there. That was like the biggest reason that we wanted to take a trip, is to make sure that we see him, visit him, and have like a nice little convo. And that was just all it is, that we went up there to visit him. We went to his school. He does Hapkido up there, and I believe Kuksulwan. But we took the Hapkido class, and oh my god, I was sore for 3 days. There's a lot of falling, and I learned new ways to fall.
I was just going to say falling or wrist locks, because there's a lot of both in Hapkido.
Right. So I had never taken just a truly pure Hapkido class before, and so now I'm glad that I have that, because I have rank in Hapkido, but Hapkido has always been a flavor of the Taekwondo I did.
Mixed.
It felt really cool to go to an official one. Rudy Timmerman, he hadn't been doing well, so he hadn't even left his house for over a week, but he came out just to see us, and it was really, really good to see him again. Like, when I say he's old, he even said himself that he doesn't know if he's gonna make it till August, and I'm like, bro.
Yeah, so talk a little bit about what's coming up in August.
Yeah, so
you were telling me about that, and on the off chance our listeners want to make a trip to Canada, they might as well hear about it.
It's the event of a lifetime. It's called His Last Hurrah, and Rudy Timmerman is known for holding really big events. I had gone to one 11 years ago when I was not even a black belt yet, and I have some of my best, most quality memories from that time training up there. And so he holds banquets, and he gives black belt training testings. So he gives out rank, certificates, and does lots of ceremonial things, and it's definitely a really good event. So Rudy Timmerman, to talk a little bit more about him, he is the founder of NKMAA in 1973, which is the North American Korean Martial Arts Association, and he's also the founder of the Korean Martial Arts Masters Hall of Fame. So he used to run that. Anyone that's ever been in the Hall of Fame, I know some people, I've seen their faces at some of these events. They go. And he also, the other important thing to me is he is the head of Hangshinbap now. So he's one of the highest ranking people in a few of the styles that he does, and he was a 9th degree for a very long time. And the craziest thing is that I've never heard of this before, ever. But to take, apparently in his style there can only be one 9th degree, so he actually demoted himself recently to 8th degree so that one of his students could surpass him and now own the legacy of his style. And he told me that. I was really impressed, really floored by that.
Yeah, I mean that shows a lot of humility, a presence of mind about wanting the art to go on and be taught as best as it can, because he's unfortunately at the end of his life here, so he's probably thinking about that. But I'll tell you what, that's a sign of humility and wisdom if ever I've heard it. That's really cool.
And that's how I describe him. He's a really, really great person, and also he remembered me from 11 years ago and before. When I sat next to him, I wasn't expecting.
Oh, that's a skill, isn't it?
I know.
Oh, he's like, you're the girl that could remember someone from years back, and it just that's a skill, and that's a business skill on top of just a general life skill.
It meant a lot to me. He remembered when I played the violin, the national anthem for a tournament out like in Watersmeet or something so long ago, and I was like, yeah, that was me. I was the one playing the violin.
Watersmeet, Michigan?
Yeah.
They have tournaments there?
They did. I don't know if they still do.
That is a small town. I mean, I love Watersmeet. I go fishing in that general vicinity all the time, but that is a small town. I didn't know they were big enough to support.
Yeah.
The more you know.
The more you know. Yeah. It was a humbling moment, and he spoke so highly of me and Master Menard and stuff too, and he said some things too that I'd love to repeat, because it was just so profound to talk to someone who has been doing this for over 75 years. And he was born in Holland, so he's from the Netherlands, and he has trained all over. He knows everyone who's anyone in Taekwondo. He's even been involved in some of the highest
Turns
stats
out
in
you're
politics.
someone because he knows you.
He made me feel like that, and that's a skill too.
Yeah.
He invited me to his last hurrah before a lot of the invites were actually sent out, and I was so thankful. And I know a lot of people go to see Rudy because they need a certificate or they need rank. They just need something because he's got it. But me in my school, Escanaba Martial Arts, and Doug Menard, we never asked him for a thing, and that seemed to really resonate with him and mean a lot to him. That every time we go up there, we just go up there to train. We're not even part of their organization. We just like the guy, and that felt really profound to him. So I'm thankful that did.
Yeah, no, it's based on a shared love and a connection of loving Taekwondo and Hapkido and all things Korean martial arts. And I imagine, I'm not that guy. What he is, maybe I will be someday. Time will tell.
You never know.
But I imagine it does get exhausting because everyone wants something from you.
Right.
You have to manage, and you're the highest authority in your organization like that, and that's got to be tough. And it's got to be a breath of fresh air to just, hey, I've seen what I want to train from you. I want to learn from you. I want nothing from you.
So I'm glad I made a good impression.
Yes,
I'm glad. He also said something that was of note that I'll always remember, is that his martial arts family are the people who are really been there for him in this stage of his life. like he has lots of real family, but they don't come over and cut his lawn. They don't come over and, help him with random chores around the house. That's his martial arts family. And I was like, wow, that's really awesome, because I'm going to need that at some time. That would be really cool to have that kind of, that actual closeness where people are helping him.
We are all going to get to a point where we need help, so...
Yeah. So that's his student, Steven Jensen. Steven Jensen is a really... is a name now,
is this
too.
The Steven Jensen I know?
No, actually...
Okay.
I know.
I was going to say, I knew a Steve Jensen that I trained with, like, for years and years.
No, I would tell you if he
I'm like, if this is the same one, shout out my Steve Jensen.
Right. That Steve Jensen is also Steve Jensen that I know, too.
Yeah.
This Steve Jensen is a different guy. He's Canadian, obviously. He's up there with his partner Teresa. Super nice people. Steven Jensen did take over his school.
Gotcha.
So that's where the lineage is going. And yeah, we had the best conversation, just the three of us, and it was definitely a highlight moment. So he said that he hopes to see us in August, but if he's not there, he said to prop him up with a Jack and a Pepsi. And I guess that's his favorite drink. So he said to prop him up.
I prefer a Coke with my Jack myself, and I would rather change that Jack to rum, but I appreciate the idea, and it's cool. Sad that it's necessary, but cool that he's getting to have a last hurrah.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that idea of the last lecture series, where that professor was dying and he gave one last lecture, and that like inspired like a public speaking movement where like if you knew you were done, this is like the martial arts equivalent of that. So
it is.
That's very moving.
He was very open about talking about his upcoming death too, which was really interesting.
That
it was awesome,
that's got to be hard. I mean, he's an older gentleman, and he's got a few decades on us, so he's probably more at peace with the idea. But like, I knew if I was dying, it would be hard to, and I don't know him personally, but it would be hard to talk about him that way.
My theory is that he's just accomplished so dang much in his life that he might actually have some satisfaction. That might be a theory.
There's probably something to that. You're probably not too far off there.
Yeah. So, after that, just been training here and going to Conquer a lot too. So.
Yeah. So, give us a tidbit on that. That's sport karate. Impressions, likes, dislikes.
Yes, that's been the best part of my little journey right now is working on getting my acrobatic side tweaked or growing a little bit. I learned how to do a butterfly kick. That has actually always been on my martial arts bucket list.
Nice. Have you accomplished a scorpion kick yet?
No. I haven't, and I don't think you can until you get the side splits down. But
fair enough.
I've been stretching every day.
Fun fact. Because when we talked about our favorite kicks way back,
yes,
I mentioned the scorpion kick. My good friend from way back in high school, Jake Volk, listens to that episode. Was like, "Oh, that's a cool idea. Watch the Olympics." And there was a fight where a woman pulled off a scorpion kick in these past Olympics.
Oh my god!
And I met him for a drink, and I'm like, "So did you check out Taekwondo in the Olympics? Like you said you might." He's like, "Tim, I saw a scorpion kick."
No
I'm like,
way.
I know the one you're talking about. And the thing is,
utilized in real life.
Yeah, utilized real life
that's
live
crazy.
in the Olympics. Like
that's risky.
What do I think the kick generated enough power to be used in a self-defense situation? Probably not. Actually,
but it's a
almost
feat,
definitely. But it's cool from flexibility. And the thing is, that was a meaningless match. I mean, it's the Olympics; they all matter. But that wasn't a medal match. That was a qualifying match.
Oh, okay.
I wish I remembered the woman who pulled it off. Maybe we'll have to look that up and put it in the comments. But yeah, point is, you got to keep working on it.
Yes.
It is possible to do, and I wanted to share that to motivate you.
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate the motivation. Lord knows I need it because I'm a steamroller going fast right now, so we got to keep the coal going.
Yeah.
So because we have only just a few weeks. It feels like just like a handful of days, right, until Korea.
It's about an even 2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, so I've been trying to train as much as I can until Korea. I'm feeling a little bit insatiable right now, so it's taking up all my time, and I'm thankful for it.
You've really dived on in head first. And the term you did use for me, and the term I kind of teased at the start of this episode, was professional martial artist.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess obviously that's the dream. That's all our dreams. But what does that look like to you right now?
I still feel so hesitant even to say that, like, I'm a martial artist. Like, when people ask me what I do, I want to tell the truth and say I'm a martial artist, but it sounds so I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think I'm just gonna start saying that now. Like,
yeah.
I speak my truth. I'm a martial artist. I'm that's what.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean, there's
doing
such
right
a focus on what do you do for work?
Yeah.
But that doesn't define most people.
Right, and it feels weird to me because I'm like, well, I don't have a school, so that doesn't necessarily make me feel super professional. And I'm unaffiliated. I'm unsponsored. I'm just kind of doing this, but. Isn't that also still a professional martial artist if I'm just professionally training a bunch?
Yeah, I mean, by a lot of people's definition of professional, you're not professional if you're not getting paid. But I'd say the effort you're putting in, counts for something. It's opening connections, opening doors. And the thing is that a lot of people can't wrap their heads around. There's actually no rules. Life has no rules.
Right.
I mean, maybe obey laws if you want to, stay out of prison and legal trouble, but like, your life is your own, and there's no rules for how to live it. And you're choosing to live it at this way and this time, and it sounds fulfilling and that it's making you happy. So, you're not neglecting any responsibilities, so you're not doing anything wrong.
Right.
And you might never be in a position to get to do this again. Who knows what the future holds? So
yes,
embrace it, but it is,
Right. And I guess the word is presumptuous. I don't want to be presumptuous by saying I'm a professional martial artist, but I live and bleed martial arts right now. And I guess that's what I can say. I mean, with this podcast and running the Facebook page and everything has been my life right now. So I'm just really enjoying my passion, and I'm really thankful for the opportunity to do it. So I have really big plans coming up too. Like my dreams have just been expanding because there's no harm in dreaming big. So I'm kind of allowing myself to do that.
Do it. You're not gonna get anywhere if you don't.
Right. So
dream
at some
small,
point,
accomplish small goals. Dream big, accomplish big goals.
Yeah.
And the thing about human nature is, once you accomplish one goal, it's not good enough. You're gonna want to accomplish another one.
Yes. So true. My dad, I was having a conversation with my dad. Oh, it's Father's Day.
It is. Happy Father's Day to all the dads
Father's
out
Day.
there on this 15th of June, 2025.
Yes. And my dad asked me, he's like, when are you ever going to be satisfied with where you're at? And I was like, that's a hard question, because I'm satisfied with my rank, I guess. I don't feel like the pressing need to advance right now. I feel satisfied as a 4th degree. I'm thankful for it, and but I don't think I will ever be satisfied as far as training goes.
It's an individual life sport. You get out of it what you put into it, and right now you're on a high, and you're dialed in, and you should take advantage of that as long as it lasts.
Yeah.
So
let's hope it lasts a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. Certainly through the next 2 weeks into our trip.
Yes, sir.
And I do want to talk about our trip for a little bit, but before we get to that, to end the episode, you did mention at the beginning that you're, getting into Buddhism a little bit, and if you're comfortable sharing, just a little bit about why and what you see in it. I think it's relevant information because a lot of martial arts do have their roots in some sort of Buddhism, whether it's monks or Taekwondo forms. Multiple Taekwondo forms are named after Buddhist monks. So
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be a
Wanyo.
deep. It doesn't have to be too deep of a dive into your personal beliefs, but what attracted you to it that you looked more into it and you decided this is what I believe.
So I've always been a bit attracted to it. The first time I'd ever seen it really full blown in an art was in Yaido, actually, when I was really young, when I tried Yaido for the first time. And there was like a little shrine and everything too. And before any Christians get too worried about it, there's no deities and there's no gods in Buddhism.
And its connection to martial arts, we should make very clear, is not part of the training.
It's not necessary.
This is a personal, decision you've made. But like, if you train martial artists, you're not practicing Buddhism.
Exactly.
That needs to be made clear.
Don't pull your kid out if you're worried that they're going to get influenced. They won't, and it was a completely personal decision that I've always been interested in it. And one day, a few months ago, I decided I'm just going to look up the tenets and just kind of see what does a Buddhist do. And as I was reading through them, I was like, oh, I already do all these. And so I was like, I've been Buddhist this whole time. Just not feeling the confidence to actually say that I'm Buddhist. And so that took a while for me to actually be able to say that, because I don't want to step on toes or anything. I was just, I don't know, I was worried that it was something that I couldn't just really openly claim, but it's actually quite easy to. So obviously some of the tenets are meditation. That's something I've mastered this year, and but it's a miracle that I mastered meditation, knowing my brain.
Little ADH. Hey, can we go outside?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's been great. The chanting is a part of Buddhism too, and those are just like a string of words that mean something to you. That I've already had some of my own favorite chants, and they can be really helpful in stressful situations. It's like grounding. There's also the Buddhavistas. Those are the public figures, like Buddha is a Buddhavista. Kuan Yin is my favorite one. They all are like historical people, kind of like how Jesus or Muhammad, that did a lot of good. And so it's really good to focus on their legacy and stuff like that. So that's just like a little insight of my little journey with that.
That's incredible. Thank you for sharing. It's religion. It's deeply personal. People have a lot of opinions, but it was relevant. So thank you for feeling comfortable to share. Really, as I've listened to your story of the past, what has it been, 2-3 months that this is? You're really on a journey. And considering our podcast is called The Martial Arts Journey, I'm glad, you certainly, and I hope I am too, but you on a very big, very exciting level right now are living that journey. It's also fitting that our last episode you so aptly named the Errors Tour, shout out T-Swift, don't sue us, where we talked about where we've been and where we hope to go, and like this is a brand new era.
Yes.
This is and I can't wait to see where it goes for you. So
Thank you,
really
Tim.
truly hats off on your courage to quitting your job and deciding to be a nomadic martial artist. That's scary,
Yeah.
So
Takes a lot of faith.
kudos to you to have the faith in yourself, the courage to do it. It sounds like you got some amazing support people in your parents and sister. But
yes, and the people that let me stay on their couch. I'm so thankful to Brian and Isaac and everyone else who has supported me in that way, that kind of just let me hang out around so that it makes all this possible. But thank you, Tim. That means so much coming from you, and your hype is unmatched. So thank you. I'm thankful.
I do try to do my best hype, and I'm going to leave you with a little bit more. Your lore is going to be unreal, With any luck, you'll be an old woman someday, and you're not going to be a boring old woman.
No, sir. No, sir.
Yeah. All right. The next episode you hear will hopefully be recorded in Korea. At the time of recording, we got only 2 weeks. Are you excited, Ann?
So excited.
I'm pretty excited. it's going to be the trip of a lifetime. Although I'm not looking forward to a 15-hour plane ride.
I know.
But
We'll make it.
Well, we'll make it. We'll read we'll read books. We'll watch movies. I have Bruce Lee's book, so I'm gonna peruse that on the flight. Do a little studying beforehand. So you'll certainly be hearing from us next in Korea. We'll be recording a handful of episodes in Korea just to really make sure we're talking about things as they happened, bring the best kind of account, and
hopefully some footage too.
Yep. Hopefully some footage that ends up on YouTube. We're going to do our absolute best for that.
Follow us on the Facebook page for more up-to-date, really quick updates on that, because I know that I can get on Facebook and just really easily post a little video or some pictures from that time. So follow Kicking It, a Martial Arts Journey on Facebook. Also, I'm trying to be more active on there anyway, so thank you so much for all of your support.
Many exciting things coming in the future, but for now, this has been Kicking It, a Martial Arts Journey with Ann and Tim. See you, everyone.
Till next time.